Hi everybody, it's Claire. Welcome back to my channel. Today I thought I would share with you my top 10 favorite makeup brushes of all time. These are the brushes that I cannot live without. Like if I didn't have one of them when I go on site or location for a wedding or something, I would have a little minor panic attack. The first brush that I can't live without, and I'm sure you guys all know about, is the Real Techniques brush, and it is the Expert Face Brush. This little guy is my ride or die when it comes to doing face makeup. I think that it applies the foundation in a stippling motion really well, and the coverage you get from this is fantastic. I love doing this first and then seeing the coverage I get and then going in with a sponge. There's something about this, like if I didn't have a sponge, I could be fine with just this, but the placement of this, it's nice and rounded, but also really dense, so it can pack on the product really well, but also buff out. So you stipple and buff out. I, used to use the painter style, streaky kind, and I would feel like a painter doing it, but gosh, I can tell you right now, the client did not appreciate the streaks on her face. The next one I have to rave about is a newer one, but I'm like, this has just totally changed my bronzing game. This has so much give to it and gives an overall really beautiful sun-kissed look. So I've been loving this Ulta Beauty bronzer. This was, I think, $16. It's a very good brush. It's so soft on the skin. I can cover a lot of area and give a really warmed up look to the skin. And it just like never lets me get too heavy. It evenly disperses the product. I love this. This has been a newer one. Next one is this by Real Techniques. I have one more Real Techniques in this whole top 10 video. This is the setting brush. I think this brush works so well for so many different reasons. So the size is like this, just to compare to the first two. And I love this as my highlighting brush for powders, even for creams. I find that it works really well. If I'm gonna do under eye powder here, if I'm gonna do under eye concealer, it's like so airbrush and kind of gives that diffused, really nice look. You could do this for a contour line. You could do so much with this brush, you guys. To even lightly bake the under eye, I've done that as well. Whenever I pull out this brush, I'm like, I know I'm towards the end of my makeup and I'm always like feeling good. So I have positive vibes with this brush. And now I'm gonna move on to more so the eyes. I cannot do an eye look without this brush. It's more so the style. This is a big fluffy crease brush. I was gonna suggest the MAC 224 on here, but I'm actually gonna choose the Morphe M535, which is pretty much a dupe. I wanna recommend this to you guys because it's more affordable. Love this for crease and transition shades. It kind of just makes any eyeshadow look flawless. There's never a harsh edge when you have this look. I always say if you had to have 3 brushes, this is one of the 3 brushes to create any eyeshadow look with. I was told that when I first started out with makeup, and I've been saying the same messages. You get this at Ulta, I'll link it down below. So the next eye brush that I feel like you can't live without, and I always say in all my makeup lessons, is a tapered blending brush. It was the first brush I ever got starting my makeup, grabbing my piggy bank and going to the MAC counter, and I was like, I would like one MAC 217 brush. It's changed my life. I still have the same brush. I have multiple of these now, but they last forever. The MAC 217 is incredible. I know Morphe has a replication of this and a lot of other, in Sigma. You could put colors in the crease with this if you want a little bit of a tighter, darker crease. You can use the flat side of it to press on lid color. Like, you could do anything with this brush. You can create a whole eye look with this, but I feel unstoppable with the fluffy crease brush and then a more tapered blending brush. You are unstoppable with these 2 brushes. But I'm gonna throw in a third eye brush. Actually, I have more than that, but I have another one. This is a flat shader brush. This is the MAC 242. Again, Morphe has a replica of this. It's really any sort of flat, dense lid brush. I use this for the lid, the inner corner. I also, if I'm desperate and don't have other brushes or something, I'll use the tip of this brush, look up, and go underneath side to side with this. I love this one more than like the MAC 239 because it's more dense. I can pack on more color. Pigments work really good with this. It's just so flat and packs it on. The intensity is so good. Even if you don't get these exact ones, if you have these 3, I find that you are set. I say this in every single makeup lesson. These 3 brushes, you are covered. Your bases are good to go. And another eyeshadow brush that is like a bonus and that always helps me with makeup application on other people, especially people who really like smoky eyes. I have been loving this brush. This is the Morphe M508. Anything that's really small and dense, this has been my new favorite for smoking out the lower lash line or smoking out liner on the top. These brushes are great because you want something small and dense to really get into those concentrated areas to smoke out instead of using, you don't want to use something too big like this because it's going to be really overwhelming on the eye, especially if you're doing this on clients. So the 508 is a really good option for that. It's so little. I just really like that. Again, feel unstoppable with those brushes. Brushes make a huge difference, and cleaning your brushes make a very big difference. Another Real Techniques brush that I love is this base eyeshadow brush. And it's the really skinny one. There's another version of this. They might have just like redone the old version. Let me see if I have it. I don't have it right here, but it's really skinny and then has a little bit of give. So I love this for eyeshadow bases. I love this for under eye concealer. I used this with a corrector the other day and the girl's eyes like transformed in front of my face when I used this on her in the makeup lesson. It was so cool. It gives a really flawless finish with creams, and I've been using it with the P. Louise eyeshadow base and buffing it out on the lid up into the brows. Oh, it looks so good, and it's just, you get a lot of control. I have two more for you guys, and this is another MAC brush, but it's more so for the shape rather than just the brand name, because other brands have this too, including Morphe or any sort of affordable replicating brush line that mimics these type of styles. And this is the MAC 212 flat liner brush. The reason I love these is for brows. I find that it creates such a good brow. When I'm doing my makeup and doing Anastasia brow powder, I do this. When I'm smudging outliner or setting liner, I use this. It's just so quick and easy. I especially love this for brows though. I'll reach for this more than an angle brush. It just gives me so much control, especially creating a straight line. I just have a lot of control with this and I love that. Love, love, love. But again, there's so many versions of that, different brands, different price points, but the MAC 212 is my personal favorite. So now the last one is for gel liner, and it is such a unique brush. This little guy I got last year, and it is the Bent Liner Brush number 23 from Sephora, but other brands carry this style, but it looks broken and that is completely intentional so that you have leverage when doing eyeliner. Your hand is not blocking like this, as you can see, and you're like, okay, I hope this goes well. You actually can put your hand on your cheek and create a line like this, and you get all this leverage just because of that bend, which is genius. I love this for gel liner because I do a lot of gel liner on client work, and so it makes it super easy to get in there to create a wing because it has a super thin point to it. Just wing that out and it's like easy breezy. Those are my top 10 must-have brushes. I think this video is really practical and just helpful, hopefully, for you guys to know that you don't need 1,000 brushes to create a look. Like, I think if I had just these, I'd be fine for forever. Like, I honestly, you don't want to use your same blush brush as your bronzer brush because then things get muddy. But if you have something that serves a purpose each, and they're, you know, everything's an affordable price point now in brushes, which is so amazing. It wasn't like that 10 years ago when I first started out in makeup. So it is just a different time now where it's much more accessible to everybody, which is amazing. I'd love to hear what some of your favorite makeup brushes are in the comment section below. I always read your comments, you guys. Thank you so much for being here. Give it a big thumbs up if you want to see more of these types of top 10 videos, and also subscribe to my channel if you're not already. Thank you guys so much for being here, and I look forward to seeing you all in the next one. Take care, guys. Bye.